Hello there, and welcome to the Deep Sleep documentary. Wherever you are right now, just relax, feel the weight of your body, the mattress beneath you, the pillow cradling your head, the gentle pull of gravity holding you down. You're safe. You're here. But in a moment, we're going to leave this room together, not with effort, not with force, just gently, like a leaf lifting off water. Tonight, we're going to drift through the cosmos, not as explorers, not as scientists, just as wanderers, quiet souls floating through velvet darkness, watching ancient light dance across impossible distances. And maybe, just maybe, you'll fall asleep somewhere between the stars. That's okay. That's the point. Let's begin. Right now, above your roof, above the clouds, above the thin blue line of atmosphere, there's darkness, deep, patient darkness. And in that darkness, light is traveling. Light that left distant stars before your grandparents were born. Before cities existed, before humans looked up and wondered. That light is still traveling, crossing the emptiness, carrying stories from places so far away that the numbers stop meaning anything. And tonight, some of that light will touch your window, will touch your skin. Ancient light, older than memory, just passing through. You're bathed in starlight right now, even if you can't see it. Even if the city glow or the cloud cover hide the stars, they're there, above, always above, waiting patiently. Let me tell you something quiet about stars, something you might not know. They hum, not loudly, not in a way your ears could hear, but if you could stand on the surface of a star, if somehow your body could withstand that heat, you would feel it vibrating, pulsing like a vast cosmic bell, ringing at frequencies too low for sound. The star's surface rippling with waves of energy, creating patterns, rhythms, songs that travel through space as well as nothing you could hear. But scientists measure them, call them stellar oscillations. But I like to think of them as breathing. Stars breathe. In their own way, expanding slightly, contracting, expanding, contracting, over hours, over days, a slow, eternal rhythm. And right now, across the universe, trillions of stars are breathing together. A cosmic choir, silent, eternal, peaceful. Here's something else, something about dust. Between the stars, there's dust, not the dust under your bed, but cosmic dust. Tiny grains, each one smaller than a bacterium, made of us, carbon, silicon, iron, oxygen, the building blocks of everything. These dust grains drift for millions of years, just drifting slowly through darkness. Sometimes they catch starlight and glow faintly. Sometimes they clump together, pulled by the weakest gravity, forming clouds, nebulae. Those colourful photographs you've seen, the pillars, the veils, the cosmic gardens. But the photographs lie a little. They add colour, enhance brightness. In reality, nebulae are softer, fainter, more like mist, like early morning fog over a field, but stretching across light years, and they're quiet. So quiet. The dust particles barely touching, barely interacting, just existing in that vast, patient silence. If you could float inside a nebula, you wouldn't see walls of gas. You wouldn't see color, you'd see darkness. With maybe, if you waited long enough, the faintest glow, like twilight that never ends. And you'd feel nothing. No wind, no pressure. Just the gentlest pull of gravity, so weak you'd barely notice. Peace. That's what a nebula is. Cosmic peace. Let's talk about Saturn for a moment. You've seen the pictures, the rings, beautiful, geometric, perfect. But let me tell you what they don't show. The rings are made of ice, billions of pieces of ice, some as small as dust, some as large as houses, and they orbit Saturn together, but separately, each piece on its own path, its own speed. And occasionally, very occasionally, two pieces touch. Just barely touch, when ice touches ice. In the silence of space, there's no sound, no crash, just a gentle tap, and they bounce apart, or maybe they stick together, held by the faintest static electricity. Building larger pieces very, very slowly, the rings aren't solid, they're dancing, a slow, eternal waltz of ice particles, each one catching sunlight, reflecting it, then spinning back into shadow, over and over, for millions of years. If you could stand on one of those ice chunks, riding it as it circles Saturn, you'd see the planet below. Massive, pale gold, its clouds swirling in bands, storms larger than Earth drifting across its surface. And you'd see the other ice chunks around you, glittering faintly, moving at nearly the same speed as you. Like companions, like a slow-motion river made of diamonds. And it would be quiet. So quiet, the kind of quiet that makes you forget what noise even is. Here's something about light I think about sometimes. When light leaves a star, it doesn't know where it's going. It just goes, radiating outward in all directions. Most of it travels through emptiness forever, never touching anything, never being seen, just traveling. But occasionally, after thousands or millions of years, a photon, a single particle of light, enters someone's eye. Maybe yours, maybe mine. And in that instant the journey ends. The light that traveled all that distance, all that time, finally meets something, finally completes its purpose. You've caught starlight in your eyes, countless photons over your lifetime. Each one traveled unimaginable distances just to end up in your retina, triggering a signal, letting you see, letting you know that star exists or existed. Because by the time the light reaches you, the star might already be gone, might have burned out centuries ago. You're seeing ghosts, beautiful, luminous ghosts, and that's okay. That's the universe showing you its past, sharing its memories. Let me tell you about darkness now. We're afraid of darkness, usually, as children, as adults sometimes, but cosmic darkness isn't like that. It's not absence, it's presence. It's the canvas, the background, the eternal fabric everything else is painted on, and it's not empty. Even in the darkest places between galaxies, there's something. Quantum fluctuations, tiny bursts of energy appearing and disappearing too fast to measure. Virtual particles popping into existence, existing for a fraction of a second, then vanishing. The universe can't help but create. Even in nothing, there's something, and there's background radiation. The cosmic microwave background. The afterglow of the Big Bang cooled down over billions of years to just a few degrees above absolute zero. It fills all of space, everywhere, a faint, uniform glow. You can't see it, but it's there, wrapping around galaxies, filling voids, constant. It's the universe's memory, its first light, still traveling, still present. When you close your eyes tonight, you're not entering darkness. You're entering that same cosmic fabric, joining it, becoming part of that quiet, eternal background. And in that darkness you're held gently. Like the universe has always held everything, patiently, without judgment, without effort. Galaxies are slow. We think of space as dynamic, violent even, explosions, collisions. But the truth is, most of the universe moves at a pace that makes glaciers look rushed. Take our galaxy, the Milky Way. It's rotating, spinning around its center. and our solar system is moving with it at about 500,000 miles per hour. That sounds fast, it sounds terrifying, but the galaxy is so vast that one complete rotation takes 250 million years. 250 million years for one turn. That means, since the last time our solar system was in this exact position, the dinosaurs rose and fell. Continents moved, species evolved and went extinct. And we've barely budged in cosmic terms. Everything in space is patient, moving at speeds we can't comprehend, but over timescales that make human life look like a blink. A single breath, galaxies drift toward each other. Over hundreds of millions of years they approach, slowly, their gravity pulling them closer. And eventually they'll merge, two galaxies becoming one. But it's not a crash, it's a dance, a very, very slow dance. Stars rarely touch. Galaxies are mostly empty space, so when two galaxies merge, the stars just pass by each other. New orbits form, new patterns, but gently, over millions of years. Everything cosmic happens gently, given enough time. I want to tell you about stardust. You've heard it before, probably. We are made of stardust. It's said so often, it's almost lost its meaning. But let me give it back to you. Every atom in your body, except for hydrogen, was made inside a star. Carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, iron, calcium, all of it, forged in stellar cores where temperatures and pressures are so extreme that atoms fuse together, creating heavier elements. When those stars died, some exploded, supernovae, scattering their enriched material across space, and that material drifted for millions of years, mixing with gas and dust, until eventually gravity pulled some of it together, forming a cloud, then a star, our sun, and planets, Earth, and then life, using those atoms, building cells, bodies, brains, you. The iron in your blood was forged in the heart of a dying star. The calcium in your bones was scattered by a supernova explosion. The oxygen you're breathing right now was made by fusion reactions billions of years ago. You are ancient, made of old things, recycled things, cosmic things. And when you lie down tonight, you're not separate from the universe. You're a temporary arrangement of its atoms, a pattern, a thought the cosmos is having about itself. That's what you are, a way for the universe to know itself, to feel itself, to rest. Let's drift to Jupiter for a moment. Jupiter is vast, but not in the way you think. Yes, it's big, over 300 times Earth's mass. But what gets me is the storms. There's a storm on Jupiter called the Great Red Spot. It's been raging for at least 400 years, maybe longer. A hurricane larger than Earth, spinning, endlessly spinning. But here's the thing, it's not violent, not really. The winds are fast, yes, but Jupiter has no surface, no ground for the storm to hit. It's just atmosphere all the way down until it gets so dense it becomes liquid, then metallic, then maybe a small rocky core. Maybe. The Great Red Spot is just gas circulating, flowing, creating patterns, eddies, swirls. And it's been doing this for centuries, peacefully, patiently, just existing. If you could somehow float in that storm, protected from the pressure and cold, you wouldn't feel violence. You'd feel movement, slow, powerful movement, like being in an ocean current, but slower, gentler. Colors around you shifting from cream to orange to rust, clouds above and below, no up or down, just flow. And the sound, if there was sound, would probably below, a deep hum, the movement of gas molecules creating waves, pressure differences making that atmosphere vibrate, not a roar, a hum, like the ocean floor, like the inside of a giant bell. peace. Even in a storm that's larger than worlds, peace. You know what's beautiful about light pollution? The fact that we have to call it pollution. For most of human history, every night was filled with stars, thousands of them, the Milky Way stretching across the sky like a river of light. People navigated by stars, told time by them, created mythologies around their patterns. But now in cities, we've traded stars for streetlights. We've chosen safety over darkness, convenience over mystery, and that's okay. That's human, that's survival. But occasionally, if you're lucky, you go somewhere dark, far from cities, and you look up, and the stars come back, not hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, so many you can't count. So many you can't even see the darkness between them, just light, layered light. Near stars, bright. Distant stars, faint. Clusters, nebulae. The Milky Way's band glowing softly. And you remember, oh, this is what our ancestors saw every night. This is what was always there, above, waiting. The universe hasn't changed, we just forgot to look. But it's patient, it'll be there when you're ready, quiet, eternal, full of more beauty than any human lifetime could absorb. Let me tell you about cosmic voids. Between galaxies, between clusters, there are regions called voids, vast stretches of space with almost nothing in them. No stars, no galaxies, just emptiness. These voids span hundreds of millions of light years, and in them there's just darkness and faint gas and the cosmic microwave background and time. Lots of time. If you were in the center of a cosmic void, you'd see almost nothing. The distant galaxies would be so far away they'd barely register. Just faint smudges, maybe. And in every direction the same. Darkness, soft, complete, no light. Pollution. No moon, no stars, just you and the void. It sounds lonely. It sounds terrifying, but maybe it's peaceful, the ultimate quiet, the ultimate stillness, no stimulation, no input, just existence. In a cosmic void, you'd be forced to be with yourself, your thoughts, your breath. Nothing external to distract you, just the awareness of being. Maybe that's what meditation is, creating your own cosmic void inside. Here's something about Pluto. Small, distant, demoted Pluto. It orbits so far from the sun that sunlight there is barely brighter than moonlight on Earth. The sun just looks like a very bright star, not the blazing disk we know, just a point. A bright point, but a point. And Pluto moves slowly. Its year, one orbit, takes 248 Earth years, so every season that lasts decades. It's currently in its equivalent of autumn, but autumn on Pluto means the nitrogen atmosphere is freezing, falling as snow, coating the surface, the atmosphere thinning until, in decades, Pluto will have almost no atmosphere, just ice and darkness and silence. But then after a century of winter, spring will come, the sun will get fractionally closer and the ice will sublimate, turn directly to gas, and Pluto will have an atmosphere again, thin, fragile, but there. Pluto breathes very slowly in and out over centuries, and it's alone out there. Its moon Charon always showing the same face, locked in synchronous rotation. The two of them dancing around each other forever, in that dim sunlight, in that cold but not lonely, just quiet, patient, enduring. Sometimes I think about the fact that space is expanding. Not that things are moving through space, but that space itself is stretching, creating more distance between galaxies, slowly, incrementally, but constantly. The universe is getting bigger right now as you listen to this. as you breathe. And that means galaxies are drifting apart, not because they're moving, but because more space is appearing between them, stretching the fabric. Eventually, billions of years from now, galaxies will be so far apart that beings on planets in those galaxies won't see other galaxies. They'll look up and see stars, their own stars. But the cosmic web will be invisible. Too far, beyond light's reach, they'll think they're alone. That their galaxy is the universe, and in a way they'll be right, because observation is reality. What you can see is what exists for you, but we're lucky. We're living in an era where we can still see the cosmic web, where galaxies are close enough to observe, to photograph, to wonder about. We're in a window, a brief cosmic window, before expansion pulls everything beyond our horizon. So look now, while you can, appreciate it. This moment in cosmic history where the universe shows itself to us before it hides again behind the expanding darkness. Let's talk about neutron stars for a moment, but gently. When a massive star explodes, sometimes its core collapses. Atoms compressed so tightly that electrons merge with protons, forming neutrons, and the result is a sphere about 12 miles across, a neutron star. But here's what gets me: the density. A teaspoon of neutron star material weighs about 1 billion tons, more than all the cars on Earth combined in a teaspoon. But it's not violent, it's just dense, compressed, like taking all the space out of matter and squeezing it down to its essence. Neutrons touching neutrons, packed so tightly there's no room for anything else. And some neutron stars spin hundreds of times per second, beaming radiation from their poles. We call them pulsars, cosmic lighthouses, but they're not lighthouses, they're just spinning. The radiation happens to point at us occasionally. Flash, 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 perfectly timed, perfectly regular. Some pulsars are so precise they rival atomic clocks, spinning for millions of years without slowing down measurably. That's patience. That's endurance. That's the universe saying, I can maintain this rhythm forever. Watch me. And there's something peaceful about that. Something reassuring. That even in the aftermath of a violent explosion, even in the extreme compression of a neutron star, there's order, there's rhythm, there's pattern. The universe tends toward harmony, eventually, given time. You know what I find comforting? The speed of light. Not because it's fast, but because it's finite. Because it limits us. We can't travel faster than light. We can't communicate faster than light. And that means there are parts of the universe we'll never reach, never know, never see, and that's okay. It gives the cosmos mystery. It makes the universe larger than human ambition, larger than our desire to conquer and catalogue everything. There will always be galaxies beyond our reach, always be regions of space that remain unknown, and that's beautiful. In a way, it means the universe doesn't belong to us. We're just visitors, temporary observers. We can look, we can wonder. But we can't own it, can't control it. And there's peace in that, in accepting limits, in being small, in knowing that no matter how much we learn, there will always be more, always be deeper mysteries. The universe is infinite in ways that matter. Infinite in wonder, in beauty, in secrets, and you don't have to understand it all, you don't have to see it all, you can just float in it, rest in it, knowing it's there, vast, patient, eternal, holding you. Let me tell you about silence now. Space is silent, perfectly silent. Sound can't travel through vacuum, no air to carry vibrations. So all those explosions, all those mergers, all that cosmic drama happens in complete silence. A supernova could explode next to you and you'd hear nothing. You'd see a flash, feel radiation, but hear nothing. Just silence. And I think that's how it should be. The universe doesn't need to announce itself, doesn't need applause, doesn't need recognition. It just exists, quietly doing its thing, creating, destroying, flowing, changing, all in perfect, eternal silence. And maybe that's what we should aspire to, that kind of quiet confidence. Doing what we do, living, growing, changing without needing constant validation, without needing noise, just being quietly like stars, like galaxies, like the vast cosmic darkness that holds everything. Your body is getting heavier now, sinking into the mattress. Your breath is slowing, deepening. The room around you is fading, the walls dissolving. And above you, beyond the ceiling, beyond the atmosphere, the universe continues. Stars burning, planets orbiting, light traveling, dust drifting, galaxies spinning, all of it patient, all of it quiet, all of it part of the same cosmic dance you're part of. Your atoms came from stars, and someday they'll return to stars, recycled, reused, part of something new. But for now, they're you, arranged in this specific pattern, this specific consciousness, this specific moment, and all you have to do is rest. Let gravity hold you, let darkness embrace you, let the cosmic silence surround you. You're safe, you're held, you're home. The universe has been here for billions of years, and it'll be here billions more. It's not going anywhere. And neither are you. Not tonight. Just rest now. Let the stars watch over you. Let the darkness cradle you. Let the silence fill you. Breathe slowly, deeply, like nebulae breathe, like stars breathe. In, out, in, out. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just this, just breath, just rest. The cosmos continues quietly, patiently, eternally, and you sleep, like stardust settling, like light fading, like galaxies drifting. You sleep. Good night. But wait, stay a little longer. There's more to see, more to feel. Just a little longer before you drift completely away. Let me tell you about moons. We have one. Earth's moon, familiar, constant, always there, or almost always there. It's actually drifting away from us, very slowly, a few centimeters per year. The tides pull on it. Angular momentum transfers, physics, but the result is simple. The moon is leaving, not in our lifetimes, not for millions of years, but eventually it'll be so far that total eclipses won't happen anymore. The moon will be too small in the sky to cover the sun completely, and Earth will spin faster, days will be shorter, tides will be weaker, but that's far in the future. For now the moon is still here, still pulling the oceans, still creating tides, still reflecting sunlight into your bedroom window on clear nights, and it's covered in dust, not cosmic dust, lunar dust, regolith, made from billions of years of tiny meteorites hitting the surface, grinding rock into powder, fine powder, so fine it sticks to everything. The astronauts who walked there found their suits covered in it, grey, clinging. But here's the thing about lunar dust. It smells, or it did. When the astronauts brought it back into the lunar module and removed their helmets, they smelled it, and they described it as gunpowder, or burnt metal, something acrid but not unpleasant. The moon has a smell. Who knew? And it's quiet there. Obviously, no atmosphere, no sound, but also no wind, no weather, no erosion except from micrometeorites. So footprints left by astronauts in 1969 are still there, preserved, untouched, will be there for millions of years. Imagine that, walking somewhere and knowing your footprint will outlast civilizations, will outlast species, will sit there unchanged while continents move and stars are born and die. The moon remembers, patiently, silently, forever. There's something else about the moon, something I think about on nights when I can't sleep. It's the same size as the sun in our sky, almost exactly, which is why eclipses work, why the moon can perfectly cover the sun during a total eclipse. But that's a coincidence, a cosmic fluke. No other moon in our solar system does this. No other planet we've found has this relationship with its star. Just us, just Earth, just this moment in time, because remember, the moon is drifting away. In the past, it was closer, larger in the sky. Total eclipses lasted longer. In the future, it'll be smaller. Eclipses will be annular. A ring of sun around the dark moon. We live in the exact era where the moon and sun appear the same size, where total eclipses are perfect. That's not divine. That's not planned. It's just luck, timing, but it feels special anyway, like the universe arranged something beautiful just for us, just for now, a gift we didn't ask for, don't deserve. But get to witness anyway. Let's talk about Venus for a moment. Beautiful, bright Venus. The morning star, the evening star, Venus is hell. That's the scientific assessment. Surface temperature hot enough to melt lead, atmospheric pressure crushing enough to crumple a submarine, clouds of sulfuric acid, volcanic activity, greenhouse effect run wild. But from here, from Earth, Venus is beautiful, one of the brightest objects in the sky, gleaming, peaceful, serene. And that's the thing about distance. It softens everything, makes everything beautiful. From far enough away, even hell looks like heaven. There's probably a lesson there about perspective, about judgment, about how things that seem terrible up close might have purpose from afar, might fit into a pattern we can't see. But I'm not here to teach lessons, just to wonder, just to notice things like the fact that Venus rotates backwards, clockwise, while most planets go counterclockwise, and it rotates slowly, so slowly that a day on Venus is longer than a year on Venus. The planet completes one orbit around the sun before it completes one rotation on its axis. Time is broken there, or at least different. Fundamentally different from Earth, and maybe that's comforting, that time isn't universal, isn't absolute, that it bends and stretches depending on where you are, what you're doing, how fast you're moving. Your experience of time is yours, and it's valid. Even if it doesn't match anyone else's, I want to tell you about the Voyager spacecraft, both of them. Launched in 1977, nearly 50 years ago now, they visited Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, sent back images that changed how we see our solar system. The great red spot up close, Saturn's rings in detail, the blue glow of Uranus, Neptune's dark storms, moons we didn't know existed, but then they kept going because that's what they were designed to do. Keep going. Out of the solar system into interstellar space. And they're still out there, still traveling, still sending back data, faint signals, taking over 20 hours to reach Earth now, but still reaching. Each spacecraft carries a golden record, a phonograph with sounds of Earth, music, greetings in different languages, images encoded in analog, a message to anyone who might find them, but no one will, probably. Space is too vast, the chance is too small. The Voyagers will drift for millions of years. Without encountering anything, just traveling through emptiness forever. And there's something both sad and beautiful about that. These little machines, built by humans, carrying our voices, our music, our hope, drifting silently through the cosmic dark, alone but purposeful. They're us, in a way, sending messages into the void, hoping someone listens, hoping we're not alone, but mostly just expressing, creating, reaching out. Even if nothing reaches back, even if the silence remains, we tried, we're trying, that matters. Here's something about comets, those dirty snowballs, ice and rock and dust. They spend most of their time far from the sun, out in the Kuiper Belt or the Oort cloud, cold, frozen, dark, for thousands of years, just drifting, waiting. But sometimes gravity nudges one, sends it falling toward the inner solar system, toward the sun. And as it approaches, the ice starts to sublimate, turn directly from solid to gas, creating a cloud, a coma, and the solar wind pushes that gas away, creating the tail. Two tails, actually, one of gas, one of dust, and for a few weeks or months, the comet is visible, bright, beautiful, stretching across the night sky. Then it swings around the sun and heads back out, into the cold, into the dark, into the waiting, and it'll be thousands of years before it returns, if it returns. Some comets break apart. Some get thrown out of the solar system entirely, some fall into the sun. But for that brief moment, they're glorious, visible, noticed, and then they're gone. There's something human about that, about having moments of brightness, of visibility, of being seen, surrounded by long periods of quiet, of invisible work, of waiting. Most of life is the waiting, the drifting, the cold. But those moments of brightness, they matter. They're worth the wait. Let me tell you about Mars. Quiet, dusty Mars. It's cold there. Thin atmosphere. No magnetic field to protect from radiation. No liquid water on the surface. Just dust. Iron. Oxide rust. That's what gives it the red color. The entire planet is rusty, but there's evidence. Old riverbeds, minerals that only form in water. Polar ice caps. Mars had water once. Rivers. Maybe oceans, maybe rain. Something happened. The magnetic field died. The atmosphere escaped. The water froze or evaporated, and Mars became the desert it is now. But the riverbeds remain, carved into stone, preserved, waiting, like a memory of what was, what could have been. And maybe that's the saddest thing about Mars. Not that it's dead, but that it was alive once. And we can still see the traces, the ghosts, the evidence of flowing water, and maybe, just maybe, life. We send rovers there, little machines with cameras and drills and spectrometers, looking for signs, looking for answers. Looking for what? Confirmation that we're not alone, that life happened elsewhere, or maybe just connection, kinship, understanding. Mars is a warning, or a lesson, or just a story about how planets live and die, how things change, how nothing is permanent, but it's also beautiful. In its own way, the rusty surface, the towering volcanoes, Olympus Mons, the largest mountain in the solar system, the vast canyon system, Valles Marineris, stretching across a quarter of the planet, dead but majestic, silent but speaking, empty but full of stories. You're getting sleepier now, I can feel it. Your attention drifting, and that's okay, that's good. That's what we're here for. But let me tell you one more thing about black holes, because I know they scare people, and I want to unscare them just a little. Black holes aren't holes, they're not empty. They're the opposite. They're the densest objects in the universe.
Masses so compressed that space itself curves inward, so curved that light can't escape. But here's the thing, black holes aren't monsters. They're not cosmic vacuum cleaners sucking everything up. They have gravity. Like any massive object, like the sun, like Earth. If the sun
Suddenly became a black hole, same mass, just compressed, the planets wouldn't change their orbits, wouldn't get sucked in, would just keep orbiting. In darkness, yes, in cold, but orbiting safely. Black holes only affect things that get too close, inside the event horizon, and space is so vast that getting close to a black hole by accident is almost impossible. They're just sitting there, spinning. Some of them feeding occasionally if gas or stars fall in, but mostly just existing, warping space, being dense. And near a black hole, time slows down relative to far away. Get close enough and time almost stops from an outside perspective, while you, falling in, would experience time normally. It's relativity. Einstein's gift to the universe. Time isn't fixed. It bends, stretches, slows, speeds up, depending on gravity, on speed, on position. And maybe that's beautiful. That time is flexible, personal, relative. Your time is yours, and it moves at the speed you experience. No one
else's time matters, only yours. Let me tell you about the center of our galaxy, the Milky Way's heart. There's a black hole there. Sagittarius, a star, about 4 million times the sun's mass. Just sitting there, spinning, waiting, stars orbit it. We've watched them. Track their orbits over decades. Some get close, whipping around at incredible speeds, then flying back out. Elliptical orbits, extreme, beautiful, and we photographed it. The black hole itself, or rather the shadow, the absence of light surrounded by glowing gas. The first image released in 2019, blurry, orange but real. That's our galaxy's center. That's what we orbit around, all of us. The sun, the stars, the clouds, orbiting that central mass, taking 250 million years per rotation. We're on a galactic merry-go-round, moving at 500,000 miles per hour, but so smoothly, so gradually that we don't feel it. Don't notice. Everything is always moving. Planets, stars, galaxies, you, me, never still, always traveling. But it doesn't feel like motion, it feels like rest, like stillness. And maybe that's the secret. That motion and stillness are the same, depending on your frame of reference, depending on what you measure against, you feel still. Right now, in bed, not moving, but you're on a planet spinning at 1,000 millitara, orbiting a star at 67,000 in a solar system, orbiting a galaxy at 500,000 in a galaxy moving through space at who knows how fast. You're moving constantly, always, but also still, quiet, at rest. Both are true simultaneously. There's a spacecraft called New Horizons. It flew by Pluto in 2015. Gave us our first close-up images. Pluto's heart-shaped glacier, its mountains made of water ice, its hazy blue atmosphere. But then New Horizons kept going deeper into the Kuiper Belt, and in 2019 it flew past a small object, Arakoth, shaped like a snowman, 2 lobes stuck together, reddish, ancient. Arakoth is a contact binary, 2 objects that touched gently billions of years ago and stuck, and have been together ever since, orbiting the soonest one. 2 become 1. And there's something tender about that, about 2 things touching in the vastness of space and deciding to stay together. Not violently, not dramatically, just touching, sticking, becoming. The universe creates partnerships, even in the coldest, darkest places, even between mindless rocks. There's connection, there's unity. Maybe that's true everywhere. On every scale, atoms bonding, molecules forming, cells joining, people connecting, stars orbiting each other, galaxies merging. The universe prefers togetherness, given enough time, given enough patience. Nothing is truly alone. Not really, not forever. I want to tell you about Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Europa is covered in ice, smooth ice, cracked ice, streaked with reddish-brown lines. Impact craters, but not many. Because the ice is young, relatively, it reforms, resurfaces constantly, and beneath that ice there's
Water, an ocean, a global ocean, kept liquid by tidal heating. Jupiter's gravity squeezing and stretching Europa as it orbits, creating friction, creating warmth, enough to keep water liquid. There's more water in Europa's ocean than in all of Earth's oceans combined, hidden under kilometers of ice, dark, cold, but liquid. And where there's liquid water, there's potential for chemistry, for complexity, for maybe life. We don't know. We haven't gone there, haven't drilled through the ice, haven't sent submarines into that dark ocean. But someday, maybe, someday we will. And what will we find? Fish? Microbes? Nothing. The uncertainty is beautiful, the not knowing, the possibility. Europa represents hope, quiet hope, that we're not alone, that life is common, that the universe is full of stories, full of strangers, full of kin we haven't met yet. And even if we find nothing, even if Europa's ocean is sterile, empty, the search matters, the trying matters, because hope is an action, not a feeling. It's the choice to look, to explore, to wonder. Let me tell you something about Earth. Our home, this pale blue dot. From space, Earth is small, fragile, a thin atmosphere holding everything, all life, all history, all love and war and art and music, all of it on this tiny sphere. Carl Sagan said it best. Looking at a photo of Earth from 6 billion kilometers away, a single pixel, pale blue, suspended in a sunbeam. That's here, that's home, that's us. Every person you've ever known, every story ever told, every empire, every religion, every triumph and failure, all here, all on this dot. And it puts things in perspective, doesn't it? The vastness out there, the smallness in here, the miracle of being here at all. We're on a planet with liquid water, stable climate, magnetic field, ozone layer, everything balanced, everything just right. And it's not permanent. The sun is getting brighter, slowly. In 1 billion years, Earth will be too hot for liquid water. In 5 billion, the sun will expand, become a red giant, swallow Mercury, Venus, maybe Earth. Nothing lasts forever. Not planets, not stars, not galaxies, not even the universe itself. Probably. But that's okay. That's beautiful even, because it makes this moment matter. This exact moment. Right now. You breathing. Me speaking. The universe being. Just this. Just now. Precious because it's temporary. Your eyes are heavy now. So heavy. And your body is sinking deeper into softness, into warmth, into rest. The cosmos continues around you. Galaxies spinning, stars burning, light traveling, time flowing. But you don't have to watch anymore. Don't have to understand. Don't have to wonder. You can just be, just rest, just float in this moment, held by gravity, wrapped in darkness, breathing slowly. The universe has been doing this for billions of years, and it'll keep doing it long after you wake up, long after you're gone, long after everything you know has changed. It's patient, it's eternal, it's not going anywhere. And neither are you, not tonight. You're exactly where you need to be, exactly when you need to be there, safe, held, home. Let the stars watch over you. Let the darkness embrace you. Let the silence fill your ears and mind and soul. There's nothing to fear, nothing to do, nowhere to go, just this breath and the next, slow, deep, easy, like the universe breathes, like stars breathe, like galaxies breathe, in, out, and with each breath you drift further, deeper, softer, into sleep, into dreams, into the same cosmic fabric that holds everything. You're part of it, have always been part of it, will always be part of it. Stardust to stardust, light to light, silence to silence. Rest now, the universe has you. Sleep, deep and peaceful and long. Good night, but maybe you're not quite ready yet. Maybe there's a part of you still listening, still curious, still wanting to drift a little longer among the stars. That's okay. Stay just a little longer. We'll go slow, slower than before. There's something I haven't told you yet about the speed of light. We always talk about how fast it is, 186,000 miles per second, fast enough to circle Earth 7 times in 1 second. Fast. But here's what they don't tell you. Light is slow. Cosmically speaking, light is painfully, achingly slow. It takes 8 minutes for light to travel from the sun to Earth. 8 minutes, which means when you look at the sun, you're seeing it as it was 8 minutes ago, not as it is now. The sun could have disappeared 8 minutes ago and you wouldn't know yet, wouldn't see. The light would still be traveling. When you look at the stars, you're looking back in time. The nearest star system, Alpha Centauri, is 4 light years away. You're seeing it as it was 4 years ago. Other stars, hundreds of years, thousands, millions. The Andromeda galaxy, our nearest large neighbor, is 2.5 million light years away. When you look at Andromeda, you're seeing light that
left when our ancestors were just learning to walk upright, before language, before fire, before humanity as we know it. That light traveled all this time, through emptiness, through darkness, just to reach your eyes tonight. This exact moment, you're catching ancient light, light older than civilizations, light that departed before Rome, before Egypt, before agriculture, and it's still arriving, will keep arriving for millions of years more, because light, once released, never stops, never gives up, just keeps going. Persistent, patient, eternal. Let me tell you about Titan, Saturn's largest moon. Titan has an atmosphere thicker than Earth's, made of nitrogen mostly, with methane, ethane, organic compounds. The sky there is orange, hazy, dense, and it rains on Titan, not water, methane. Liquid methane falls from the sky, forms rivers, lakes, seas, the only other world in our solar system with stable liquid on its surface. But it's cold, minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit, so colder
that water ice is as hard as rock. The mountains there are made of ice, water ice, rising above plains of frozen hydrocarbons, and the lakes are smooth, mirror smooth. Methane is less viscous than water, so when it rains, when it falls, it barely ripples, just smooth, dark surfaces reflecting that orange sky. The Cassini spacecraft dropped a probe there, Huygens, in 2005. It descended through the atmosphere, took pictures, recorded sounds, the sound of wind, alien wind on an alien world, and for 90 minutes Huygens sat on Titan's surface, transmitting, sending data before its batteries died. 90 minutes to tell us about that strange, cold, orange world. And now Huygens sits there still, silent, frozen, surrounded by methane lakes and water ice mountains, a tiny piece of Earth on Titan, forever. There's something lonely about that, but also something beautiful, that we reached out, touched another world, left a trace, a memory, a marker that says we were here. We wondered, we tried. I want to tell you about something called the cosmic microwave background, but gently, without the science overwhelming the feeling. After the Big Bang, the universe was hot, incredibly hot. So hot that matter and energy were the same thing, plasma, glowing, opaque. But it expanded, and as it expanded, it cooled. And eventually, about 380,000 years after the beginning, it cooled enough for atoms to form, electrons and protons combining, becoming hydrogen, becoming helium. And when that happened, light could finally travel. Before it was trapped, scattered by free electrons. But once atoms formed, light was free, released. That light, the first light, is still traveling, still here. Cooled down over billions of years to just a few degrees above absolute zero, stretched by the expansion of space into microwaves, and it fills everything, everywhere. This faint glow, the cosmic microwave background, the echo of creation, the afterglow of the Big Bang. You can't see it, but it's
there, bathing you, surrounding you. A whisper from the universe's childhood, still present, still speaking. If you had the right antenna, the right receiver, you could detect it. You could listen to the universe's first breath, still echoing, still present. That's what you're floating in right now. As you drift towards sleep, the universe's memory, its first light, cooled, gentle, eternal. There's a concept in astronomy called the habitable zone, the region around a star where liquid water could exist on a planet's surface. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Earth is in the sun's habitable zone. Lucky us. But here's what interests me. The habitable zone moves as a star ages, it gets brighter. The zone shifts outward. What was once too cold becomes perfect. What was once perfect becomes too hot. Billions of years ago, Venus might have been habitable, might have had oceans, clouds of water, rain. Billions of years from now, Mars might be habitable. As the sun brightens, as the zone shifts, Mars could warm, its ice could melt, could have rivers again, lakes, maybe life. We're living in Earth's window, the brief cosmic moment when this planet is perfect, before it was too cold, after it'll be too hot. But right now, just right. And that's true for everything, isn't it? Timing, being in the right place at the right time, not too early, not too late. But just now, you're alive now, in this era, on this planet, in this moment, not by design, by chance, by timing. And that's okay, that's beautiful to be here now, part of this brief window of perfection. Let me tell you about Enceladus, another moon of Saturn, tiny, icy, beautiful. And Enceladus has geysers. At its south pole, plumes of water vapor and ice shooting into space, hundreds of kilometers high, constantly. Cassini flew through those plumes, tasted them, analyzed them, found water, salt, organic compounds, everything you'd need for life. Beneath Enceladus's ice shell, there's an ocean, kept liquid by tidal heating. Same as Europa, but Enceladus is showing us, voluntarily, through those geysers, we don't have to drill, don't have to dig, just fly through, collect samples, and someday, maybe we will again, send a mission. Taste those plumes more carefully. Look for signs. Look for life. Because if Enceladus has life, if something is living in that dark ocean beneath kilometers of ice, it means life is common, resilient, everywhere. It means we're not special, not unique, just one example among many. And I think that would be comforting. To know we're not alone, not the only ones, just part of a broader community, a cosmic family, all of us living on different worlds, under different skies, in different conditions, but all alive, all part of the same story. You know what I love about asteroids? Their patience. They've been orbiting for billions of years since the solar system formed, just going around and around and around, never stopping, never changing much, just persisting. Most asteroids are in the belt between Mars and Jupiter, millions of them, ranging from pebbles to mountains, all in their own orbits, all moving, and occasionally, very occasionally, two asteroids collide. After billions of years of near misses, gravity finally brings them together. They touch, shatter maybe, or merge, or bounce apart. And then they keep going, orbiting, waiting for billions of years more. There's no urgency there, no rush, no deadline, just existence, just motion, just time. And maybe we could learn from that patience, that persistence, that willingness to just keep going, keep orbiting, keep existing, even if nothing changes, even if nothing happens. Just the act of continuing, of being, of moving through space and time. That's enough. That has to be enough. Let me tell you about the cosmic web one more time, but differently. Imagine the universe as a foam, like soap bubbles. The galaxies are on the surfaces, the filaments and the bubbles insides are voids, empty, dark. That's the large-scale structure, foam, interconnected, delicate, vast. And we're on one of those surfaces, one bubble wall among countless others, looking out at neighboring bubbles, seeing the pattern, the structure, the foam, but we can't see the whole thing, can't step back far enough, can't get perspectively. We're inside it, part of it, a tiny speck on one bubble wall in an infinite foam. And there's something humbling about that, about being unable to see the whole picture, about knowing there's pattern and structure beyond our reach, beyond our understanding. We can map what we see, model what we think exists, but the full truth is beyond us. Too big, too complex, too vast. And that's okay. That's part of being finite, being limited, being human. We see what we can see, know what we can know, and trust that the rest exists, beautiful and complex and true, whether we witness it or not. There's a type of star called a red dwarf. Small, cool, dim. Red dwarfs are the most common stars in the universe, about 70% of all stars, but they're so dim we can barely see them. None are visible to the naked eye from Earth. Too faint, too small, but they're there, everywhere, burning slowly, steadily, for trillions of years, because red dwarfs burn their fuel so efficiently, so carefully, they'll outlast everything. The universe is only 13.8 billion years old, not old enough for any red dwarf to have died yet, not one. Every red dwarf that ever formed is still burning, still shining, still there. And they'll keep burning for trillions more years, long after stars like our sun have died, long after galaxies have merged, long after the universe has changed beyond recognition. Red dwarfs will remain patient, persistent, eternal. And there's something comforting about that, about knowing that somewhere, somewhen, long after everything else is gone, there will still be stars, still be light, still be warmth. The universe won't end in darkness, not for a long
time. Let me tell you about Neptune, the eighth planet, the last, the edge of the known solar system. almost. Neptune is blue, deep, rich blue from methane in its atmosphere, and it has storms, dark spots, winds faster than sound. But somehow it looks peaceful from far away, serene, like a marble, a blue jewel hanging in darkness. It takes Neptune 165 years to orbit the Sun once. It only completed its first full orbit since discovery in 2011. We've only seen it go around once, and it's cold there. Negative 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so cold that methane freezes, falls as snow, diamond snow maybe, from the pressure, the chemistry, tiny diamonds drifting through blue atmosphere. Neptune has a moon, Triton, orbiting backwards, captured probably, stolen from the Kuiper Belt billions of years ago, forced into orbit, doomed because Triton is spiraling inward very slowly but inevitably. In a billion years or so, it'll get too close, be torn apart by Neptune's gravity, become rings. Beautiful temporary rings, but for now Triton orbits backward, slowly descending, patient in its doom. And maybe there's beauty in that too, in impermanence, in knowing things end, but continuing anyway, orbiting anyway, being anyway, until the end comes and something new begins. Your breathing is so slow now, deep, rhythmic, like waves, like tides. The universe breathes with you, in, out, in, out. Stars pulse, nebulae expand and contract, galaxies rotate, everything moves, everything flows, and you're part of that flow, that cosmic rhythm, that eternal dance. You don't have to hold on anymore, don't have to stay awake, don't have to keep listening. You can let go, release, surrender to the darkness, to the silence, to the soft, gentle pull of sleep. The cosmos will be here when you wake. Stars will still shine. Planets will still orbit. Light will still travel. Nothing will change. Everything will continue. Patient, eternal, waiting. And you can rest, knowing that, trusting that, feeling that you're held, you're safe, you're home, in the darkness, in the silence, in the space between stars. This is where you belong. This is where you've always been. This is where you'll always return. Rest now, deeply, completely. Let the universe cradle you. Let the darkness embrace you. Let the silence fill you. Nothing to fear, nothing to do, nothing to be except exactly what you are. Stardust, conscious, breathing, resting, one small part of an infinite whole. Temporary but eternal, finite but boundless. You are the universe experiencing itself, knowing itself, resting itself. And right now the universe wants to sleep. So sleep, deeply, peacefully, perfectly. The stars will watch, the darkness will hold, the silence will comfort, and you will rest, like you've rested before, like you'll rest again, like the cosmos has rested for billions of years, between moments of creation, between bursts of light, in the quiet, in the dark, in the peace. Sleep now, just sleep.
Good night. If you listened until here, I hope you sleep amazingly well. Have a nice dreams, fellas.